I'm talking about your Call of Duties, your war games. How do you? I mean, first, do you play them, and how do you translate that, knowing that you've been through military training and welcome to Pull the Pin Already, a place where average veterans come to share their opinions on the world we live in. We're not going to guarantee you're going to like our opinions.
But we can promise you we're going to enjoy giving it to you.
I'm Jim.
And I'm James.
It's time to pull the pin. So, James, what do you want to discuss today?
So, I think we're going to talk about video games.
Video games. Very common thing in this era, right?
Yeah. So, I've got, a small tour bus full of children. And so we play a lot of video games at my house.
Okay, but let's step back for a second. Were you a gamer growing up, or was there such a thing?
I am not as old as your geriatric ass. So, yes, we had the fancy electronic gaming systems in my youth. No, so yes, I was a huge gamer as a kid. As a matter of fact, I have a very extensive collection of retro video game consoles, to include my original NES, a Super Nintendo, a Genesis, a Nomad, a Saturn, a Dreamcast. I'm not going to go on anymore because
I didn't hear Atari in there.
No, because I'm not that old, Jim.
Oh, yeah. I have to tell you, my first gaming experience was, obviously aside from the generic Pong stuff like that, but was a Commodore 64. Yeah, a little computer that you comma 1. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, with the monochrome monitor and the Oregon Trail and the whole nine.
Right. Yep. And then after that, when arcade games started to get big, going to school, I'd stop at the deli on the way home and play like the track and field with the ball, and I'd get blisters on my fingers and all that stuff.
I hated that game.
Well, those were a lot of fun to me. I think games back in my day were a lot of fun. But let's talk about your era or the current games.
So I mean, beyond the new releases, because I'm not one of those made of money people. I don't have the PS5 or the new Xbox, but I've got an Xbox One X. I've got the PS4 and the Switch. Don't do a lot of PC gaming just because when you've got a horde the size of ours, you need stuff that's multiplayer split screen. It's just easier. And especially like with the Switch, you've got you can play Smash Brothers and 8 players on a single screen. It's perfect.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. Like, I've played all of those little console, what do you call them, little handheld games. They were great to pass the time, but ever since cell phones became popular, those to me are obsolete. I really don't find the fascination in those little games anymore.
So I will partially agree with that. You can translate certain games to a cell phone, like Tetris or even some of your RPG style games, right? But there are certain things that you need a joystick to play.
You say you're not that old and you called it a joystick.
It's a thumbstick. That's what's on the new controllers, fucker. Like,
joystick.
It's not.
Joystick was Atari.
No. You need thumbsticks for first-person shooters, okay? I play a lot of Fortnite, right? Because my kids are in that age bracket, right? So we play monumental amounts of Fortnite, right? My gamer tag on Fortnite is Mr. Malabone. If anybody wants to send me a friend request.
And nobody's gonna know how to spell that, so
What's that?
nobody's gonna know how to spell that, so
Yeah, okay, yeah, it gets butchered anyways. It's all good. But so we play a lot of Fortnite, right? And I've actually got a game controller that Bluetooth connects to my phone, and it's got like this little mounting bracket, so your phone is like, the screen on your handheld, and you hold it up via the controller, and it's really, really cool. And yeah, I can play Fortnite with my kids from anywhere now. It's pretty cool.
yeah. I mean, you mentioned you don't like the computer games. I've gotten back into computer games because Xbox was my thing, but it got to the point where I was just playing hockey on Xbox because I love hockey, and I'm kind of like since you brought it up, the joystick. I'm a joystick generation guy, so my problem is a lot of these games they require the hand-eye coordination of release and let go and pressing and multiple tasking kind of thing, where the joystick you're just mashing one button and you're moving, you know what I mean? So I've gotten into these like habits where I'm always moving the stick. Like if you didn't move the stick, you weren't going anywhere. Like some of these games you can just let off the stick and you kind of like in hockey at least, you can glide. So it's waiting for the next command. So if I'm always on the stick, it's using that as a command. So that's why I'm not very good at the game, and it's a hard habit to break. But I wanted to ask you about more of the serious first-person shooters, not like Joke Night or Fortnite, whatever you call it. Um, that's not really a serious first-person shooter. I'm talking about your Call of Duties, your war games. How do you? I mean, first, do you play them, and how do you translate that, knowing that you've been through military training, and how's that experience?
So here is my take on the war games, right? And it's very much the same opinion that I have for the war movie industry. Like Call of Duty World War II, loved that game. It was fantastic, right? But I didn't live that shit. So I've also played Army of Two on Xbox 360. Which that was set in a Middle Eastern insurgent based kind of theater, and yeah, it was a great game. It really, really was, especially if you like single screen co-op stuff, which I do. I just you go into movies and video games and stuff like that looking for an escape, I guess, from reality kind of thing. So it's like, if you were Wayne Gretzky, I'm sure you probably would not enjoy playing Xbox hockey as much as you do, right?
Right, right. Well, you'd rather physically be playing anything rather than sitting at home on a couch playing it, sure.
Right, and that's kind of just my whole thing with the with the Middle Eastern counter-terrorist kind of, I'm not,
Well,
I don't feel it.
it does bring other people who haven't been in the military, haven't been to war, it brings them closer to a reality of what is really happening. But my problem with the game,
See, I completely disagree with that point.
why not?
Well, you say that it brings them closer to what's really going on and blah, 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 blah. And I think the complete opposite. I think it gives them a false narrative.
Sure, sure. I agree with you because we know better. But I'm saying people that
Right.
are oblivious to the military, how it works or anything, at least they have some resemblance of, okay, this is how people can pop out and shoot you. And you know what I mean? Like that sort of aspect to it. And if you're given the
Okay, yeah,
environment of a
I guess I
Taliban,
can see that side of it, because the everywhere you drive is an IED is real. I mean, like we manically washed windshields the whole time I was over there because, if you can't see through your windshield, you can't see wires on the side of the road. That was just,
right,
I
right.
mean, that was drilled into our heads at nauseum. And so I guess I get that kind of that side of it. But I've never seen a Call of Duty game where you get out of your Humvee and wash your windshield.
Well, yeah, of course, that's not exciting, and I don't know what button they would map that to. But I mean, let's be real. Like, and even at that, you're talking about the Call of Duty. Like, there are certain games, the Rainbow series. That's kind of more interesting to me, where you got a team and you're stacking, you're doing stuff. To me, that's more exciting than games like Call of Duty. Call of Duty to me is run, die, reset, run, die, reset, and I can't tolerate those games. I mean, that is not even anywhere close to resembles anything. I even respect maybe Fortnite a little bit more than those Call of Duty games. I like the graphics.
Converting a heathen.
Yeah, I'm never going to play Fortnite. I like the graphics of the the Call of Duty stuff. I like what they've done with it, the mechanic stuff. But I can't get into the tunnel. Run, die, reset, run, die. I just can't do it. So it's really
that's that Soviet army mentality, right?
right.
Where you give one guy a rifle and the other guy a magazine and tell the second guy to pick up the rifle when the first guy dies.
Right, there you go. Yeah. And that's kind of what it is. And that's what it feels like to me. And another thing that really drives me insane is when you've been in, you don't have to necessarily been in full combat, but even in training, just even in training, if you've experienced any kind of combat training, there's nothing worse than, the tunnel vision with no peripheral. Like, that's another reason I hate these games, because you can get shot from somewhere and you're like, where did that come from? I have no senses. Even if you get high speed headphones and all this stuff, until you get to real, computer type games that can offer you surround sound and things like that, it's not real. And even then, your peripheral is still going to be shot. Even in today's 3D stuff, it's still not great.
Well, hey, with my gaming headset, I've got 7.1 surround. So
Sure.
if I get shot better from the left, I hear the zing.
Sure. But I mean, you wouldn't hear the trees rustling. You wouldn't.
No.
And let's be real too. When in your combat, you've got a sixth sense. You've got an environmental, situational awareness, and that's the stuff that drives me crazy. For one,
yeah, there's that. Sometimes I feel like somebody's watching me.
Yes, just like that, without the bad singing. Yeah.
Well, there's a reason why I work for a living, Jim.
I get it, and I hope you do that. I hope you do that job a lot better than you're singing. But
yes, considerably.
Yeah, and you keep your clothes on. That's really the two things I'd say that. Yeah. Anyways,
can I plug my OnlyFans page right now?
No, not even.
Okay.
Not even close. Bad enough you couldn't get your gamer tag out, but I can only imagine what your OnlyFans is. So, anyways,
Mr. Bone.
Lack of bone. I don't even know what I was talking about, so you can make up the next topic if you want. Or
I'm sorry.
So, like I was saying, like even I was going to talk about the 3D, the virtual reality stuff.
Right.
I think it's coming a long way. You're getting the impact and feel of certain things, but like I said, it's still not the same.
Yeah, it's not.
I guess it's comparable because nowadays, all these soldiers are wearing these little contraptions and all this stuff. So maybe their vision is normally like that. So maybe it might be comparable.
Well, so we had the NVG monocles.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not blinded in both eyes if you get a spotlight shine on you, whatever the case may be. So we had to when we went to the range, we had to shoot right-eyed and left-eyed and right-eyed and left-eyed and right-eyed and left-eyed and
Yeah, but even then, like I said,
crap.
you still lose the other senses, and even then too, not everybody was wearing those things while you're moving or anything. Usually you had a point man with them on, or two guys.
Oh yeah. A whole squad didn't wear them.
Right. So you still had people who were able to look around, and even, let's be real, even in the dark, you had better vision than you have in some of these games. So that's why those games frustrate me. That's why I'm not a big fan of them. Like the
Nightmares campaign that they had on Fortnite for Halloween, they had like this ridiculously dark fog everywhere, and you couldn't see shit.
Right. And that's the reality too. Like, some of these friendly fire stuff. I mean, I think that's pretty cool, and I think that's realistic. Not that friendly fire is cool, but the idea that that's a more
Yeah,
realistic thing, because when you go to combat, like, I don't know about you, but even like I said, even in training, one of the hardest things for me was to identify friendly when it's moving so fast. You know what I mean? If you got scouting, you're looking, yeah, that's
you guys
friendly.
didn't have the flashcards.
No, dude, no, you don't do that in combat. Oh, you talking
No, no,
about like
no,
to
no, no, no,
identify?
no, no. We had to do the flashcards before we went.
Oh yeah, but still, I mean, like, it's not like enemies wear, white and you wear black, and then everybody, oh look, it's white and black. It's not like that. Everybody's in
Well, so
camouflage to be
hey,
hidden.
look, the Geneva Convention says that you have to wear the flag of the country that you're representing in that conflict because,
Where?
no fucking buddy follows that but us.
And where
Sorry.
do you wear the flag? I mean, what we wear on here, or I mean, where do you wear it? I mean, you're gonna walk around
Yeah.
like this big, and even then, it's ours are camouflaged, so it still blends. It's not like you got this big.
No, I mean, not in theater. Ours weren't. Ours were red, white, and blue with gold
Really?
trim.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Wow, that's almost as bad as when I worked for the United Nations with the big light blue helmet and white trucks.
Does anybody else think they look like precursors to stormtroopers, or is it just me?
I'm just saying, I did enjoy it, but if you were thinking safety, it's not the way to go. But I don't
Not
think they're
ideal.
supposed to be worried about their safety. I think the purpose of the UN is just, peacekeeping. So bullet
Yeah.
catchers, whatever, I don't know. But
I thought that was
anyways,
the Marines.
yeah, well, they're all the Marine in the Army infantry are bullet catchers too. And protective service guys, yeah. So no, either way. But so is there any game other than Fortnite, Call of Duty, something that you really like that's immersive enough to say,
So I'll step into your arena for a minute. Now I'm going to put a little age on myself here for a minute, but that's okay. The last PC game that I really got super into was probably about close to 20 years ago.
did they have PCs back then?
This was still post,
Oh, I grew up with
millennial
PCs, so yeah,
change,
clearly they
millennium
did.
change, whatever. Anyways, yeah, but we would play Diablo 2.
Hmm.
Right now, this was when I was in, my late teens, early 20s, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, like we would have, 5 or 6 or 8 nerds packed into the little computer room at our house, and yeah, we would just all be playing Diablo and killing demons and cows.
The good old days. I like it, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I fancy this stuff on the computer. The stuff I fancy. You got that one? The stuff I like to play a lot is the survival games. I kind of like that concept where they throw you out in the middle of zombie land or something, and you got to forage and build and do that. I like that stuff. There's a lot of games like that now. The problem is they all kind of seem the same after a while.
Yeah.
And if you're doing them one or single player, it's just not as fun to me. I don't like really playing any game single player. I like multiplayer aspects because I think
Me too.
you don't want to be spending all your day building your fort or hunting or doing something like that when somebody can do both. You can build and they can hunt, and you can, I kind of like that better. So I really like multiplayer way more.
I'm sorry. Did you say hunt?
Hunt. I
Oh,
don't think we're allowed to use that word on here.
oh, my bad. Just bleep that.
I'll bleep everything
So
you
so
say.
everybody on YouTube is going to say, "Did he say beep?"
Oh goodness. But either way, that's another thing too. Like, think about games like Grand Theft Auto. I mean, how inappropriate that is, but very popular. Like, I think, kids want to see that stuff. I mean, a lot of people want to see that stuff. It's stuff that you
So
don't get to do every day.
so my kids play online games with their uncles a lot, right? And typically it's Fortnite or um, like Roblox or something silly like
Right.
that. But their one uncle, you know, he's a little bit younger, and you know, he plays the Call of Duties and the Grand Theft Autos and stuff like that, and Dylan's 9, and he's like, oh, you know, can I get Grand Theft Auto to play with Andrew? And I'm like, I'm gonna say no, but you know, go ask your mom, right? Like, I'm not. And she's like, oh yeah, get it for him. And I'm like, okay. So I bought it, you know, from PSN, and it wasn't 3 minutes into the game, and she's like, nope, you're not playing that one.
Right.
I
As
was
soon as
like,
you pick up a prostitute, it's over, right? One hooker, and the game's over. Come on.
Oh no, it was like 3 minutes into the game, and they had already dropped their 17th F-bomb.
Right.
And she was like,
yeah, you know, like I said,
well, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and play this now.
I'm old school conservative.
Go to your room, Dylan.
But I don't shield my kids from that. They hear more in school than they're probably going to hear in that video game. But I do like Rockstar. I like the open world stuff. I like the Red Dead Redemption 2. You know, I like the horse aspect of it. I like some of it's realistic. You know,
you like the horse?
Horse.
Oh, horse.
You know, where you can jump
over. You really
over.
should enunciate, man. If this
is whatever. That's these teeth. I got too many gaps in my teeth. But the horse jumps over a rock, and when it hits something, the horse actually falls. It's not like some goes through rock. It's some realistic stuff. I really like what they've done with it. But even those games, to me, get old and repetitive. And that's the problem with most of those games. Even when you're playing like MMORPGs or whatever they're called, like World of Warcraft, I mean, they're not repetitive because you have to go up to level 150, but everything you do is repetitive to get to level 150. So it really gets old. You know, Elder Scrolls, you're following different stories. That can be entertaining. I like the different stories, but
I liked Elder Scrolls.
It still gets repetitive. You know what I mean? It's almost like it's rewritten with a different character.
It is.
So yeah, it's still repetitive to me. So
did you ever? So you said you're an Xbox guy. Did you ever play any of the Fable series of games?
I did. I liked Fable. That was
loved Fable.
Yeah, I liked Fable. I didn't follow stories much. To me, stories got hard when you're not playing like, you know, the two-nighter, like straight 2 nights. You know, if you had to come back, and I'm like, oh man, what was the story about? Who is this guy? So I never really got into the characters as much, which is probably what the problem why I didn't care for them as much. But I did like playing the game. So yeah, I like that. So,
and you know what? Somebody's going to call me a geezer, and I don't care, but I still love the Rock Band and Guitar Hero franchises.
Yeah, that's not a thing for me. You know, even to tell you the truth, the VR stuff that's out now, you ever see those kids do like the dance stuff where they got to slice things and dude, like
Beat Sabers.
Yes. My son can play that. He's 10. And I'm sitting here like, I wouldn't make it past the first 5 blocks. I'm like, are you kidding me?
So like this. So Dylan's got it. Dylan's got it on his PSVR, and we've played it a few times, and it's definitely a different sort of feeling. It's definitely a different sort of environment. It takes a handful of times to, you know, kind of, because it's not just the fact that you have to hit the blocks with your lightsabers. Like, you have to pass them in the correct direction, right? Yes. Like, each block has got its arrow on it, and you have to, you know, whatever. I feel like I'm signaling for a plane to land or something. Yeah, so that part of it is, but it's a really cool game. Like, you know, my hat is off to the folks that put that together, because it's a really, really cool concept.
Sure.
And I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that those are lightsabers, and I'm wondering if George Lucas got a check. That's all I want to know.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. But we got some VR Star Wars games, and obviously I'm a fan of Star Wars, so those are kind of fun. But like I said,
you had that gigantic Darth Vader over your shoulder for no reason.
Yeah, no, he just showed up. I don't know what he's you know, I don't know. You know, but so yeah, sorry. No worries. I think we're gonna probably move on and pull the pin on this one anyways, and move into our favorite segment of the show, which is called Pull the Pin Already, after the show, where we share something we just don't like or want to complain about, because that's what we do. You have anything in mind?
Oh yeah, yeah. Actually, I've been working, like I've been sitting on this one. Okay, and I'm going to go back to my original pulled pin here, and I'm going to complain about you assholes on the interstate. Okay, you know that big ass long road that you come down in between the road that you left and you're getting onto the interstate? That's called the on-ramp, asshole. Okay? You are supposed to get up to the speed of traffic in that 300 yards that they've given you. Don't go 30 miles an hour down the fucking ramp and then try to pull into traffic and then speed up, because everybody behind you has to slam on the brakes and they all fucking hate you. Please stop doing that.
Yeah, I agree. I'll agree with you. Yeah, we're going to give you a pin drop on that one.
Yes.
So I want to talk about, I'm going to stay in the same theme of what we're doing here in this show. I'm going to talk about these video game tryhards. Do you know how many people are in the world playing video games?
Oh, probably a lot.
Dude, you're not that good. Okay. And I don't mean that, you're just not that good. And I get this a lot because, like I said, I get on Xbox, and I'll play hockey. And I'm not going to lie, I'm not the best at the game. But when you get guys coming in and, being real salty, like, dude, you suck, all this, that, you're not that good.
You're a noob.
Yeah, you are not that good. You're obviously playing drop-in games with a bunch of nobodies you don't know because you're not making money somewhere playing video games. So even if you've mastered one skill more than me, you're not that good. So get over yourself, get in there, have fun. If you don't like the people you're playing with, quit. Go play a different game. Go try again. It's just that simple. So get over yourself, period.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to pull that. I'm going to drop the pin on that one too. All right, that is all the time we have for this episode. We hope you enjoyed what we had to share. We hope you come back next time. And until then, Godspeed.
And pull the pin.
Thanks for joining us here at Pull the Pin Already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.